Welcome back to the logical reasoning sessions. Let's take a variety of questions today. So here are the directions. Read the information carefully and answer the questions that follow. Amit, Bharati, Cheryl, Deepak and Eric. So 5 of them are these 5 friends. They are sitting in a restaurant and they are wearing caps of 5 different colors. Probably they have gone to the restaurant after a cricket match or whatever it is. So the colors of their hats or caps are yellow, blue, green, white and red. And also they are eating 5 different snacks: burgers, sandwiches, ice creams, pastries and pizza. So let's look at the conditions. The person wearing a red cap eating pastries. We have no idea who is that person, but the person with the red cap eating pastries. Second one, Amit does not eat ice cream and Cheryl eating sandwiches. Bharati is wearing yellow cap and Amit is wearing a blue cap. Eric is eating pizza and is not wearing green cap. And we have questions based on that. What is Amit eating? Who among the following friends wearing the green cap? Those kind of questions we have. So first of all, we have to make the arrangement. Here, you know what? The seating arrangement is not specifically given. The focus is on the person, the color of the cap, and the item they eat. So this is where the focus is. It doesn't say that Amit is 3 places to the right of Bharati, or like those conditions are not given. So we can assume that, you know what, they are sitting the way they like. And we just mark 5 persons. And since the positions of this person with respect to the other person is not really given, we take it as A here, B here, C, D and E. A means, well, Amit, Bharati, C, Cheryl, Deepak and Eric. And the person wearing red cap is eating pastries. We have no idea. What we know, the red cap eating pastries, whoever it is. And Amit does not eat ice cream. Cheryl is eating sandwiches. So Cheryl is here. Cheryl is eating what? Sandwiches. And Amit doesn't eat ice cream. So he may eat anything else, not ice cream. And Bharati is wearing a yellow cap. Bharati, where is Bharati? Bharati is here. The cap color is what? Yellow. And Amit is wearing a blue cap. So Amit, the color of the cap is blue. And Eric is eating pizza and is not wearing green cap. Eric is eating pizza and he's not wearing the green cap. He may wear a cap with another color. Green, it's not green. Alright, so we have blue and yellow here. And the person with the red cap is eating pastries. Who could be that person? C eats sandwiches, right? So, well, C cannot be the person with the red cap. Then E is eating pizza. So, well, E cannot be the person with the red cap, because red cap must be eating pastries. The only person who can have the red cap eating pastries would be D. D with the red cap eating pastries. And now we have, you know what, the ice cream. Who would be the person eat ice cream? Well, ice cream, A cannot eat ice cream. These people already we have assigned food item for them. So the ice cream must be B. Then green cap, you know what, this person cannot have the green cap. The other 3 have 3 different colors: blue, yellow and red. So the green, only person who can have green is C. And we have 5 different colors: yellow, blue, green, white and red. So the which color which is missing here? White. And the item, food item, which is missing here: burgers, sandwiches, ice creams, pastries and pizza. So we have pizza is here, pastry is here, sandwich is here, ice cream is here. Which is missing? Burgers, right? So burger. So this is what we have. Well, person, the color of the cap and the item they eat. This is pretty much a straightforward, simple question. Now we go for the sub-questions here. From the arrangement, we go for sub-questions. 26, what is Amit eating? So Amit, what is Amit? Burgers. So the answer must be burgers. 27, who among the following friends wearing the green cap? Green cap, who? C. So C is what? Cheryl. And 28, who among the following friends having the ice cream? Ice cream, who's the guy? Bardi. 29, what's the color of the cap Eric is wearing? Color of the cap Eric is wearing? Eric is wearing white color. So the answer, white. Now, which of the following combination is not correct? Well, look at the combination. Yellow ice cream. Yellow ice cream, that's correct. We are looking for the combination which is not correct. Then red pastries. Look at that. Red pastries, that's correct. White and pizza. Well, white and pizza, that's correct. Then green and burger. Actually, you know what? Blue. The guy with the blue color cap is eating burgers. So not the green and burger. So that's the item. That's the answer. What we are looking for, which is not correct. So this one is not correct. Now, next set of questions. 31. Sapna started moving towards west from her home. She traveled 25 meters and took a left turn. She traveled another 10 meters and took a right turn and moved another 50 meters. She took a left turn and moved another 25 meters. How far is she from her home? Okay, so this case, you know what? This question, there is a minor correction for this question. Well, after 25 meters, she took a left turn and she traveled another 10 meters and took a left turn. So this must be left, not the right. Okay. And moved another 50 meters. So let's draw the diagram. This is pretty much direction sense question. We'll start from her home. So let's say she started from her home, moving towards west. It doesn't say, oh yeah, her home, right? Yeah. So 25 meters. She was moving towards west for 25 meters. See that? She traveled 25 meters towards what? West. Then he took a left turn. So she's facing this direction. Left turn means towards south. So how many meters? 10 meters. Left turn, so 10 meters. And took a right turn, from another left turn from here. From this point, she took another left turn. So she's facing this direction. Left turn means towards this direction. So this is the left turn. And moved another 50 meters. So 50 meters. So she reached over here. Then she took a left turn and moved another 25 meters. So from this point, she took a left turn. Left turn means towards north. She moved another 25 meters. So she reached somewhere here. So 25 meters. Now, ultimately, the question is what? How far is she from home? This is her home. And this is her final destination right here. And we need to find the distance. How do we calculate that distance? We use the Pythagorean method for that. So straight line distance. We make a right angle triangle here. We need to have the base and we need to have the height as well. We know that this part is 10, right? So this part must be 10. So total this is 25. The balance must be 15. So we got the height part 15. What is the base part? Well, this total is 50. This is 25. She moved towards west for 25, right? So this is 50. Total is 50. So up to here, this point is what? 25. And balance is what? 25. So this is 25. So this is 25 as well. So what we are looking for is root of 25 square plus 15 square. 25 square is 625. 15 square is 225. So 625 plus 200, 825. Actually, we need to add 225, right? So 200, when you add 200, 825. So 25 more must be added with that. So 850. Root of 850. Root of 850. The nearest square what we have here is 29 square. 29 square is 841. and 30 square is what? 900. So this 850 is pretty close to what? 841. Rather than 900, it's pretty close to 841. So that is pretty much the answer is somewhere near to 29 meters. So look at the answer choices. This is 25 meters. That cannot be the answer. 27 meters. That cannot be the answer. Next, 29.15 and 29.86. So both answers, it is 29. So is it like 29.15 or 29.86? If it is 29.86, you know what? Then this number, the square of 29.86 is pretty near to what? 30. So 29.86 square of that number must be somewhere close to 900. That means it must be somewhere more than 880, 885. That range would be the answer. But this case, what we have is 850. 850 is pretty close to what? 841. So the answer would be what? 29.15. You don't need to find the square root of 850. That's a time-consuming calculation. Rather than apply your logic. 29.15, 29.86. If it is 29.86, the square of that number must be somewhere near to 900. But you know what? The number given, that means number of the square root we need to find out is 850. 850 is not really close to 900, but 850 is pretty close to 841. So the possible answer is 29.15. Next one, 32. Look at this question. Sanchai facing east takes 24 right turns. Well, what is this 24 right turns consecutively? That means if he is facing what? Which direction? East. So let's say this is east. He is facing east. From there he made a right turn. So this is my right hand side. So I'm facing east right now. So I made a right turn. Then I made a right turn. Then I made a right turn. Then I made a right turn. So it goes like this. Consecutively, how many times? 24 times. And then he takes 45 left turns consecutively. So 24 right turns and 45 left turns. So actually, you know what? This case, this is really interesting. 24 right turns and 45 left turns. So if I make 24 right turns consecutively, then I make 45 left turns consecutively. This 24 right turns get cancelled first, right? That means 24 times I turn right. Then if I want to turn left 45 times, first of all I turn left 24 times, so I reach the position where I was exactly before the 24 turns. So I reach that position east. So 24 right turns and 24 left turns get cancelled. Then balance with what we have is 21 left turns, correct? So this is 24 right turns, 45 left turns. So 24 right turns and 24 left turns get cancelled. Balance is 21 left turns. So let's say if I start moving from here, this is the east. From that point I have to make what? 21 left turns. What is that 21 left turns? The resultant of these two, 24 and 45. 45 minus 24, that difference is 21. So 21 left turns. That 21 left turns, I make it this way. If I make one left turn, this like this. Two left turns, it's like this. Right? And well, one left turn, two left turns, three left turns, and four left turns. That means I'm facing the same direction I was started. So let me remove the mic, otherwise you can't see me turning, right? So otherwise the wire would be around my body. Okay, so I keep the mic like this, then I'll make the left turns. So this is the direction I'm facing, and I make a left turn. So how do I make it? One left turn, then I make second left turn, then I make third left turn, then I make fourth left turn. So 4 times I make the left turn, I face the same direction I was facing earlier. So I come back to the east. So that means 21 left turns. When I make any turn which is a multiple of 4, I would be facing the same direction. So in 21 left turns, when I make 20 left turns, I would be again facing east. Then from east, I make one more left turn. So these are the directions. East. From there, if I make one more left turn, so when I make the 20 left turns, I come back to east. When I make that one more left turn from east, I'll be facing what? North. So that's the same case here. This guy would be facing what? North. So first of all, 24 right turns, 45 left turns, 24 and 24 right turns and 24 left turns get cancelled. The balanced left turns, what you have is 21 left turns. In that 21 left turns, when I make the 21 left turns, I would be facing the same direction from where I started. So I'll be facing east after 20 turns. When I make that exact 20 turns, I'll be facing east. So I need to make what? 21 turns. So I'll make one more left turn from here. So I'll be facing north. So the answer is north. Question is simple, but only thing you need to really think about it, how it happens. Next thing, the direction of question 33 to 37. So here we have 13, 42, something missing, 100, 129, 158, 187, 216. Well, 216 is 6 cube and 100 is 10 square. 10 square and 6 cube. Only these two numbers, what we see here, are the squares or cubes. All other numbers are not really squares or cubes. And when we look at the answer choices, again, they are not really squares or cubes. So this question may not be directly related with the squares or cubes. However, there could be squares or cubes near to this number. For example, 13. 13 is what? 4 square minus 3. And 42. 42 nearest square is what? 7 square. 7 square minus 7. And what is this number missing? We have no idea. This is what? 10 square. 129 is 11 square plus 8. 158 nearest square is 144. So 12 square plus 14. We don't see any pattern over there. However, when you look at these numbers, 13, 42, and this number missing, 100, 129, 158, 187. See that 100 and 129, the difference is 29, correct? Then 129 and 158, the difference is what? 29 plus 29 is what? 58. So this difference is 29. This difference is 29. So 158 plus 29. So 158 plus 30 is 188. But 29 means 187. So again, the difference is 29. So you know what? Equal difference. So that case, 13 and 42, the difference is 29 as well. So next difference must be 29. 42 plus 29. 42 plus 29 must be 71. And 71 plus 29, that would be 100. So equal difference. So here, 13 plus 29, 42. 42 plus 29, 71. 71 plus 29, 100. So it goes like this. 71 is the answer. So that's a simple logic over here. These numbers are, you know what, the constant difference. 29 is the difference between all these numbers. It is something like a number series type question. But however, the way it is given is different. This is called missing number questions. This is not number series question. These are called missing number questions. 34. Again, missing number question. See that? We have 3, 8, question number 9, 5, 6, 4, 7, etc. Is there a pattern here? Well, 3 and 5, that difference is 2, right? So if you take the numbers diagonally opposite, difference is 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. And again, 6 and 8, the difference is 2. 4 and this number, we have no idea which is that number. But 7 and 9, the difference is 2. So naturally, you know what, when you look at this way, 3 and 5, 3 plus 2 is 5. Then 8 and this is 6, that difference is 2. Then 4 and this number, that difference must be 2. So either it is 4 plus 2 or 4 minus 2. 4 plus 2 is 6, 4 minus 2 is 2. We don't have 2, answer choice is 2. So 4 minus 2 is not really possible. Then 4 plus 2, 6. So 6, we have an answer choice here. Okay, so we got that answer based on the differences of numbers in diagonal positions. So there's another way of looking at this question. If you look at these numbers, 3, 4, well, these are, you know what, alternate numbers, but they are consecutive. 3 alternate numbers are consecutive. 3, 4, 5, Next one can be 6. Same way we have 5, 4, 5, 6. We have taken 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's good. Then how about the other numbers? 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those alternate numbers are in the order as well. I mean, they are like 6, 7, 8, 9 consecutive. So here it's the other numbers are 3, 4, 5, and 6. They are consecutive numbers, but they are alternate numbers as well. So here we have two sets of alternate numbers. Anyhow, the answer is 6. There are different ways of looking at that pattern, but finally the answer what we are looking for is 6. Number 35. 35. Again, we are having a number with a question. We are having a column with a question mark. So the number missing over there. So what is it? 27, 64, 125. At a glance, we can see that 3 cube. This is 4 cube, 5 cube. This must be 6 cube. So the answer must be what? 216. 216 is right here. So 6 cube. Next one is 7 cube, 8 cube, 9 cube, 10 cube. Pretty simple. So these are cubes. Next one. 8, 5, 3, 2, 1, 1. So what is it? 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. Question mark 21. So the answers are 13, 14, 15, 16. So the answer is somewhere between 13 and 16. So either 13 or 14 or 15 or 16. So what do you see here? 1. Then we have another 1. We have a 2 here. 3, 5. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. Missing 21. Have you ever heard of Fibonacci series? What is Fibonacci series? Is it like 1 plus 1 is 2? Then 1 plus 2 is what? 3? Then 2 plus 3 is what? 5? Then 3 plus 5 is what? 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. Then that 8 plus 13 must be 21. Is that the Fibonacci series? Check it out. Alright, so anyway, that's the series. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. And that 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. So the answer must be what? 13. And 13 plus 8 must be 21. Next one. What is this? What kind of a pattern here? 1, 2, 48, 90, 196, 192, 384. What is that? 1 into 2 is 2. Okay, that's good. Then 2 into 24 is 48. Then 48 into 2, 96. That's good. 96 into 2, is it 192? Yeah, it is. 96 into 2, 198. Sorry, 192. 90, 180. 6 plus 6 is 12. 180 plus 12, 192. 192 into 2. 190 into 2, 380, correct? So 192 into 2, 384. Good. And 384 into 2. What is that? 384 into 2. 300 into 2, 600. 84 into 2, 168. Correct? So, well, 600 plus 168 is 768. We don't have such an answer 768 here. Then what else you have? Look at these numbers. You know what? 1 into 2 is 2. And 2 and 48, we don't have that. 2 into 2 is 48. That connection is not there. So 1 into 2 is 2. 48 into 2, 96. Then 192 into 2, 384. Then next one is what? These numbers. Either you take it as 12. So 6 into 2 is 12. Or you take it as 3. 3 into 2 is 6. There are two possibilities. Either 12 or 3 could be the answer. But you know what? When you look at the pattern here, 1 into 2 is 2. 48 into 2, 96. 192 into 2, 384. So naturally, 3 must have come into that pattern. 3 into 2 must be 6. So the answer must be 3, not 12. So look at this. 3 is here. And 12 is not among the answer choices. So we don't need to have confusion about 12. No need to worry about it. 3 is here. 3 into 2, 6. Done with that. All right, this one. This is one of the most interesting questions in logical reasoning. So we have these people here: musician, magician, and artist. Okay, so musician, magician, artist. Is there any connection between these people? Artist. Well, a person who performs art is an artist, right? So in that case, musician, is he an artist? Then magician, is he an artist? Some of the musicians can be magicians. Well, it is possible, right? So, which can be the best answer here? Think about it. Artist, but artist is anyone who performs the art, right? So here, that definition, under that definition, musician is an artist, magician is an artist as well. Artist is not just the person who draws pictures. That's a painter actually. The person who draw pictures is a painter. And of course, he's an artist. A painter is an artist. Musician is an artist. Magician is an artist. The person who plays drum, he's an artist. A singer, he's an artist. Actor is an artist. So that means these two people must come under the category artist. Artist. And under artist, you know what? Musician and magician. Magician. At the same time, here is a bit of confusion we can have here. This musician, some of the musicians can be magicians. Is it that possible? Is that logical? So if we have these two answer choices, that's really confusing. Normal case, you know what, usually what happens, either they give this answer choice, they may not give this answer choice. Instead of that, they may give some other circles. Or they may give this answer choice, they may not give this answer choice. But this question, they have both answer choices. So naturally, if you take musicians and magicians are two different groups, then definitely this would be the answer. However, some of the magicians can be musicians. Some of the musicians can be magicians as well. So that case, the possibility goes for this answer choice. So it is a bit confusing, so be aware of it. Since these two are, if you take it as two different groups, if actors and singers, you know what, that's actors, singers, two different groups, but some of the actors are singers as well. Some of the singers are actors as well. So that case, here is a possibility for this answer. And if you treat them as two different groups, this would be the answer. So question is what? Logically wrong. That means we don't have a definite answer between these two. We can say this is the answer, or we can say this one could be the answer. So this is a previous question. Sometimes, you know what, questions may be logically wrong as well. So be aware of those kind of situations. So this kind of situation, what you do, don't spend a lot of time on this question. Either you mark this answer or you mark this answer and move away from that question. So don't try to mark both, just any one of this. If you had another answer choice, for example, last answer choice, instead of this, if they had given it is like last answer choice is either A or B. If they had given such an answer choice, then definitely I would go for that answer choice. But this case, we don't have that case. So you just mark either A or B. Okay, let's move on. These questions are like the directions. First of all, let's read the questions. Questions 39 to 40. Each question is followed by two statements, 1 and 2. Answer the questions using the following instructions. Choose the answer as. First of all, if the question can be answered by one of the statement alone, but cannot be answered using the other statement alone, so then the answer must be 1. Second, mark your answer as 2 if the question can be answered using either statement alone. That means either statement 1 or statement 2. Number 3, the question can be answered using both statements together, but cannot be answered using either statement alone. Then number 4, if the question cannot be answered even using both the statements together. So let's take an example. Rather than directly getting into the question, we take a couple of examples. That would be easy for us to deal with this type of questions. For the time being, let it be there. We'll bring it back later. So let's say what is the area of the circle? Area of the circle given. So area of the circle. That's a question. And we have two statements. Statement 1 says that radius of the circle is half of its diameter. Half of its diameter. And second one says that radius, or maybe like circumference of the circle, rather than radius, circumference of the circle. Circumference circle is, let's say, 12 pi. So now we use this information to find the answer for this question. What is the question? What is the area of the circle? We need to find the specific area of the circle. Well, we know that the area of the circle can be calculated using the formula pi r square. What we required is the radius. And here the first statement, look at the first statement alone. Radius of the circle is half of its diameter. So what's the diameter of the circle? We have no idea what is given here as a diameter. If diameter is 16, radius would be 8. If diameter is 10, radius would be 5. If the diameter is 4, the radius would be 2. So we have no idea what is the diameter, so we cannot find the area of the circle. So 1 alone is not sufficient. How about 2 alone? We just look at statement 2 alone. Statement 2 alone says circumference of the circle is 12 pi. So circumference, everybody knows that what? 2 pi r. 2 pi r is given as what? 12 pi. So pi get cancelled. 2r is what? 12. So r is what? 6. So we got the radius. If you get the radius, definitely we can find the area of the circle. What is the area of the circle? Pi r square. Pi is a constant. Everybody knows that, right? The value of pi. Then what is missing here? R. So R, we got it from the second statement. So that means second statement alone is sufficient to answer this question. The first statement alone is not sufficient, but second statement alone is sufficient to answer this question. So these are known as, there is a specific name for these questions, data sufficiency questions. Whether this given data is sufficient or not, that's what we check. So this case, yes, the data which is given in the second statement is sufficient to answer the question. So we'll take one more example. What is the value of x? So let's say x is a variable. What's the value of x? Statement number 1. 2x plus 3 is equal to 28. 2x plus 3 is equal to 28. Second statement says that x square minus 2 is equal to 23. Okay, let's look at the first statement alone. If you look at first statement alone, what we are looking for, the value of x. So here 2x plus 3 is 28. So, well, 2x is what? 3 goes to the right hand side, so 28 minus 3, that's 25, right? So 2x is what? 25. And x is 12.5. So do we get the value of x from the statement 1 alone? Yes, the value of x is what? 12.5. We don't have any doubt on that. Exact value of the x is, we have it. Now, second statement. So when you look at second statement, we are not really looking at the first statement. We are just looking at the second statement alone. Assume that this first statement is not there. Now, second statement, x square minus 2 is 23. So x square minus 2 is 23 means x square is equal to, this 2 goes to the right hand side. So 23 plus 2, 25. X square is what? 25. If x square is 25, what's the value of x? 5, correct? Well, actually, you know what? If x square is 25, the value of x is plus or minus 5. So plus 5 or minus 5. Now, don't look at this part. No need to look at the first statement. Just look at the second statement. From the second statement alone, what do you get? The value of x is what? Plus 5 or minus 5. Can we get the exact value of x here from the second statement? It's either plus 5 or minus 5. We are not really sure about it. So second statement is not sufficient to answer the question, what is the value of x? Value of x is either plus 5 or minus 5. So we don't have a definite answer for this part from the second part or from the second statement. So statement 2 alone is not sufficient. How about statement 1 alone? Well, we have a definite value of x here. X is what? 12.5. And these two statements we treat independently. That means we take this statement separate, we took this statement separate. So when we take these two statements separate, the value which we are getting from the statement 1 has no connection with the value we are getting from the second statement. So no need to worry about what is the value of x here and what is the value of x here. Here the x is what? 12.5. That's the only value. So 1 alone is sufficient. In this case, the value we have more than one value for the x. So we are not sure about the value of x. So 2 is not really sufficient. That means statement 2 is not sufficient to answer the question. So that is how we deal with this kind of questions. Okay, let's try one more example. What is the area of the rectangle ABCD or whichever? So what's the area of the rectangle? And here it is given that statement number 1, one side of the rectangle is the square of the other side. Rectangle is the square of the other side. And second one side of the rectangle is it's 9 or 9 centimeters. So now look at this question. What we are looking for, what's the area of the rectangle? Everybody knows that the area of the rectangle is length into breadth. So here the first statement, look at the first statement alone, don't look at the second statement, look at the first statement. One side of the rectangle is the square of the other side. So when you look at the first statement, I'll show that how do we do it. Always, exam point of view, remember this thing. When you look at the first statement, don't look at the second statement. Let's assume that second statement is not there. So just look at the first statement. One side of the rectangle is the square of the other side. So one side is the square of the other side. So that means one side of the rectangle is 2, the other side must be 4. And one side is 3, the other side must be 9. And then 5 and 25, 4 and 16. There are many possibilities. That means the area of the rectangle, what we are looking for is either 2 into 4, or 3 into 9, or 4 into 16, or 5 into 25. There are different possibilities. So we don't have a definite answer. In that case, what we do, we look for the second statement. So let's look at the second statement. When we look at the second statement, assume that the first statement is not there. Don't look at that. Okay, so here, one side of the rectangle is 9 centimeters. Well, it says that one side of the rectangle is 9. So which side? It could be length or breadth. One of the side is given as 9 centimeter and no other information we have here because the first statement we are not really looking at it. So statement 2 alone is not sufficient to answer the question, right? Now, let's look at both statements. If 2 alone is not sufficient, 1 alone is not sufficient, we'll look at both statements together. So if both statements together, what it is clearly given that, you know what, one side of the rectangle is the square of the other side. Then one side of the rectangle is given as 9 centimeter. So, well, one side of the rectangle is the square of the other side. So 9 is given, that's the one side. So the other side would be what? 3. So 3 into 9. 3 into 9, what is it? 27. 27 is the answer, correct? At the same time, use your critical thinking skills. Here, you know what? One side of the rectangle is given. That one side could be either the length or breadth. If the 9 is the length, then the breadth is what? 3. Because length would be, one side of the rectangle is the square of the other side. Length is length is 9 and breadth is 3. Or if the other way, let's say the longer side is 9, in this case the shorter side is 9. If shorter side is 9, the other side must be the square of 9. So that must be 81. So 81 into 9. What is that? 81 into 9. That is 729. So 729 centimeters square or 27 centimeters square. So there are two possible answers from when you combine these two statements. Statement number 1 and statement number 2. When you combine it, what you get, this is what it is. So ultimately, question is what? What is the area of the rectangle? Area of the rectangle is either 27 centimeters square or 729 centimeters square. Do we have a definite answer? No. So ultimately, these two statements together cannot give you the answer. Even if you take it together, still it doesn't give you the answer. So the answer choice would be both the statements together cannot give the correct answer. So this is what exactly we need, the basics, when we get into data sufficiency questions. So let's get into the questions. So this is mark your answer as 1 if the question can be answered by one of the statements alone but cannot be answered using the other statement. Second, mark your answer as 2 if the question can be answered by using either statement alone. That means statement 1 alone or statement 2 alone. Number 3, the question can be answered using both the statements together but cannot be answered using either statements alone. Number 4, the question cannot be answered even using both the statements together. So that is answer choice 4. So let's try this. Is x greater than y? That's a question. And we have two statements. First one is x plus y is equal to 6. Well, x plus y is equal to 6. X can be 3, y can be 3. Or x can be 4, y can be 2. Or x can be like 1 and y can be 5. Different possibilities. So if x is 4 and y is 3, x is greater than y. If x is 1 and y is 5, x is less than y. So x can be greater or x can be less. We cannot say that whether x is greater than y or less than y. So 1 alone is not sufficient. How about 2 alone? If you take statement 2 alone, x plus 2k is 15. X plus 2k is equal to 15. So x plus 2k is 15. And second equation given y plus k is 10. So y plus k, you know what, for the convenience of solving it, I'll take it as y plus 2y plus 2k. So y plus k, I multiplied that with 2. So 2y plus 2k is equal to 20. Now this is equation number 1 and this is equation number 2. So I need to get rid of any one of this variable. So the common variable here is k. So we can get rid of only k. So 2k, that means equation 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1, what do you get? 2y minus x. And 2k minus 2k, that's 0. So ultimately what you get? 2y minus x is equal to 20 minus 15, 5. So that is equation number 3. However, that equation, see that there are two variables, x and y. So 2y minus x is equal to 5. So is like x greater than y or like x less than y? So let's say we can give some values for x and y. Check it out whether it's possible to find this x is greater than y or x is less than y. So let's say y is equal to 3. If y is 3, 2 into 3 is 6. Then x would be what? 2 into 3 is 6. 6 minus x is 5. So x is equal to 1. So this case, what, x is less than y. Now we take another value for y. Let's say 5 or 6 or whatever it is. Let's say y is 5. If y is 5, 2 into 5 is what, 10. So y is 5, 2 into 5, 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. So y is 5, x is 5 as well. So in that case, x is equal to 10. X is equal to y. Now you take another value, let's say 8. So y, we take it as 8. Y is equal to 8. But 8 into 2 is 16. 16 minus 5. 16 minus 5 is 11. So what we need is 5. So that means we take the value of x as 11. So, well, 8 into 2 is 16. 16 minus 11 is 5. So x is equal to what? 11. So this case, x is what? Greater than y. So can we say that x is less than or greater than y from this equation? X could be less than or x could be greater than. We are not sure about that. So again, statement 2 alone is not sufficient to answer that question. 1 alone is not sufficient, 2 alone is not sufficient. Now we have to combine these two. Combine these two. Here we have variables x and y. Here we have x and k. Here y and k. So when you solve this equation, what do you get? The second set, what we are getting over here, 2y minus x is equal to 5. So ultimately, you can use this 2y minus x is equal to 5 with the equation x plus y is equal to 6. So we are solving x plus y is equal to 6 and 2y minus x is equal to 5. So let's see what happens. X plus y is equal to 6 and 2y. I'll write 2y here, 2y and minus x equal to 5. Now we solve these two equations. We need to get rid of any one of these variables. So here it's minus x. It is, you know what, if you add this x and minus x, then we can get rid of x. Plus x minus x, we get 0. So we add these two equations. What do you get? X plus x is 0 and y plus 2y is 3y, and that's equal to 6 plus 5 is 11. So 3y is equal to 11. So y is equal to what? 11 by 3. If y is 11 by 3, what is the value of x? X plus y is 6. So y is 11 by 3. Then x is equal to 6 minus 11 by 3. 6 minus 11 by 3 means 18. When you take LCM, 18 minus 11 by 3. 18 minus 11 is what? 7. 7 by 3. X is equal to 7 by 3. So 11 by 3 or 7 by 3, which is larger? Naturally 11 by 3 is larger. So x is what? Less than y. What is the question? Is x greater than y? The answer is no. Do we have a definite answer? You don't need to get the answer as always here. The question is that, do you have a definite answer? Yes, I have a definite answer. What is the definite answer? No. So we don't have any confusion over there. So if you have the data sufficient, then you can say either yes or no definitely. Otherwise, you may have a confusion. The answer must be maybe. If the answer is maybe, data is not sufficient. But this case, is x greater than y? X is not greater than y. So the answer is what? No. So data sufficient. So 1 and 2 together. Statement 1 and statement 2 together are sufficient to answer this question. So what is the answer choice you mark? Questions can be answered using both the statements together. So this is 3 is the answer. For this question, answer choice is what? 3. Okay, so we have one more question of similar type. Question number 40. Of 100 employees of Swedish company. So first of all, we just try to get rid of all this numbers, all this writings over here, and that's easy for us to deal with this question. Okay, so this part. Of 100 employees of Swedish company, how many know both English and French? So how many of those employees know English and French? First statement says that 60 people know English, 50 people know French. So 60 knows English and 50 knows French. 50 French. So total how many? 100. And is there any people who doesn't know English or French? We have no idea. Is there any other people who speak languages other than English and French? We have no idea. So first statement, we don't get any more information from the first statement. So we just look at the second statement. So assume that the first statement is not there. We just look at the second statement. As I have mentioned earlier, assume that the first statement is not there. Now, second statement says that 10 people know German. Okay, 10 people know German. So what is that? What we are looking for, the answer, how many know both English and French? So here it says that 10 people know German. It's not really useful for us. So second statement alone is not sufficient. Now we'll just look at both statements together, 1 and 2 together. These two statements together, what do you get? 60 people know English, 50 people know French. Okay, that's fine. And 10 people know German. So where do you mark the 10 people? They are the employees of this company, right? They are the part of 100. And these people who know German, do they know English? They know German plus English, or they just know German alone, or do they know German and French, or do they know English, German and French, all the three languages? What it is given from here, what we get it from here is 10 people know German. Well, we have no idea whether they know English or French. Or if it says that 10 people know only German, if it is given that only German, then probably we can keep that German people here. We mark it as what? German 10. They are the part of the employees, but they don't speak English and French. But that only word is not given here in this question, so we cannot have that marking here. So ultimately, we have no idea how many people speak English and French. That's what it is. Information is not clear. Statements 1 and 2 together, still they are not, those statements are not able to give us the answer. It's not sufficient. So the answer must be what? The question cannot be answered even using both the statements. Answer must be what? 4. So this question, the answer must be answer choice 4. In this case, answer choice 3. So these are known as data sufficiency questions. Data sufficiency question can be from anywhere. That means it can be from blood relations, it could be from ratios and proportions, it could be from geometry, it could be from number system, it could be from simple equations, it could be from seating arrangements, it could be from coding, decoding, you never know. So data sufficiency questions can be taken from any part of the questions you have done so far, any of the areas. Okay, so now let's move on. Alright, so these directions for questions 41 to 42, arrange the following sentences in a logical order to make a coherent paragraph. So here we have 4 sentences. You need to arrange them to get a coherent paragraph. That means you need to mark which one is the first statement, then which is the second statement. So that means if, let's say, if C is the first statement, so then you look at the answer choice from C onwards. Well, we don't have any answer choice starting from C. So if it is, say, first statement, if it is from D, if you think this is the first statement, so then you have to think about the answer choice starting from D. Anyway, let's read it out first. In his letter inviting General Pervez Musharraf for talks last week, actually we are talking about a past event when Pervez Musharraf was the president of Pakistan. So in his letter inviting General Pervez Musharraf for the talks last week, the Prime Minister wrote, "Our common enemy is poverty. For the welfare of our people, there is no other recourse but a pursuit of the path of reconciliation." So actually this word is not required here, and this S is not required. Now, second statement, it says the vast majority of Indians and Pakistanis do not, do without these things because we spent more on soldiers than on doctors, more on bombs and guns than on schools and roads. That's the truth. However, next one, it says that the result in both countries is a standard of living. As the result in both countries, standard of living is so abysmal that it is not considered a standard of living outside South Asia. What we have, the people here, those who are at the bottom of this social strata, they don't have even a lifestyle. That is not considered as a lifestyle in outside South Asia. That is what the statement says. Then next one says, despite our vaunted nuclear capabilities, maybe it is, they are trying to say it is vaulted, doesn't matter. Despite of our vaulted nuclear capabilities and our vain glory, India and Pakistan are among the few countries left in the world which the average citizen still has not access to the most basic components of modern life as clean water, education, reliable supply of electricity, roads, public transport, and healthcare. So ultimately, this is what it is given to us, 4 sentences. What is the order? Or which one should be the first one, which is the second one, which is the third one? Well, the second statement says the vast majority of the Indians and Pakistanis do without these things. Which are the things? This sentence talks about without these things. Which are those things? Those things are the clean water, education, reliable supply of electricity, etc. So ultimately, you know what? This statement B, it must be immediately after statement D. So B comes immediately after D. So it must be DB. It doesn't mean that D is the first statement. Whichever the first statement, immediately after D, it must be B. That's what I see here. Now look at the answer choices. Here, immediately after D, we have A, so that cannot be the answer. This case, immediately after D, we have B. That's good. So this case, immediately after D, we don't have any statements. So that's not the answer. This case, immediately after D, it's A. So that cannot be the answer. So the only answer we can have here is ADBC. So A is the first. In his letter, inviting General Purvis, and it says that there is no other recourse but a pursuit of the path of reconciliation. And second sentence is this one, D, A, D. Despite our vaulted nuclear capabilities and our vain glory, it talks about all those things, and clean water, all those things. Then after that, it must be the vast majority of Indians and Pakistanis do without these things. And the last statement here is C. What is that? The result in both countries is a standard of living. Okay, fine. So we can have there is a standard of living so abysmal that it is not considered a standard of living outside South Asia. So ultimately ADBC. This is what the order. So this is how we check it. So the answer is ADBC. This is the answer. Now about next one. Is there anything else to cheer about? So similar type of questions. You have 6 statements. You need to make an arrangement, or you have to pick which one is the first, which one is the second one, etc. Is there anything else to cheer about? That's a question. Do we start from a question, or is there any other statement comes before that question? Think about it. Second statement says we have gone through the motions many times before. So, well, we have gone through the motions many times before. So, which are the motions it talks about? We need to just look at the statements. Is there anything else? Any other statement talks about motions? Look at C. Amid much fanfare and excitement, our representatives meet in Islamabad or Delhi and sit across the tables looking self-important and purposeful. A difficult question to answer because difficult question to answer. Which one is a difficult question to answer? Is that this question? We'll think about it. So a difficult question to answer because we do not yet know if either India or Pakistan really wants to talk or simply go through the motions of doing so. Motions. So here we have gone through the motions many times before. So probably after D, is it B? That's a possibility. After D, it could be B. Now look at DB combination, D and B. Here D and B as well, right? So two answer choices we have DB combination. That means B immediately after D. Now those two combinations are like ADBC, then ACDB. So anyway, both those answer choices starting from A. So what is the question? Is there anything else to cheer about? And the first answer choice is AD. D means a difficult question to answer. Which is a difficult question? Probably this is the difficult question. And how about this answer choice, AC? Is there anything else to cheer about? Amid much fanfare and excitement, then after A, then it's C, then we have to go to D. So a difficult question to answer. So ACD, that is what it seems here. But you know what? Actually, since we are asking a question here, is there anything else to cheer about? Naturally, after A, we are looking at D. A difficult question to answer. Which is a difficult question? This is a difficult question to answer. So it's a difficult question to answer because we do not yet know if either India or Pakistan really want to talk or simply go through the motions of doing so. Well, after D, it must be B. We have gone through these motions many times before. So ADB, ADB, then C. C is what? Amid much fanfare and excitement, our representatives meet in Islamabad or Delhi and sit across tables looking self-important and purposeful. So that is C. Then after it's E. To show how secular we are, our lot usually throws a few pieces of bad Urdu poetry while their lot responds with a similar tawdry verse. And last part, F. Then they return home empty-handed and sullen. This is what exactly happens many times in the past. So probably you know about it. This is what exactly the connection. A, D, then it is B, then it is C, then it's E and F. So answer choice 1. Next one. Yeah, these are pretty much what the syllogism type questions. Syllogism or deductions. So we'll take a look at these questions. We have done this type of questions earlier many times. So this is pretty much a practice question. Let's look at it. All cycles are cars. Some cars are not aeroplanes. All cycles are cars. And some cars are not aeroplanes. So if it is some not, this is some not statement, some not. If it's a some not statement, how do we do it? How do we draw it? This is what. And some cars are not aeroplanes. So these are aeroplanes. Some cars are not aeroplanes. Some not statement, we don't draw an overlapping circle. That circle must be separate. Now look at conclusions. Conclusion number 1. Some cars are not aeroplanes. Look at that. Some cars are not aeroplanes. That's correct. It's a negative conclusion which is valid. If negative conclusion which is valid, what do? Negate it. When you negate it, that becomes all cars are aeroplanes. All cars are aeroplanes. Is that okay for all cars to be inside the aeroplanes? All cars are aeroplanes. Is it possible? Some cars are not aeroplanes. Well, some cars, look at that. Some cars are not aeroplanes. However, it's valid. Then we have to negate it. When you negate it, some cars are not aeroplanes. When you negate it, all cars are aeroplanes. So all cars must be aeroplanes. When you draw the new diagram, this is aeroplane. All cars must be inside aeroplane. And at the same time, we know that cycles are inside the cars. Now look at this new diagram with the given statements. Statements are that all cycles are cars. All cycles are cars. All cycles are cars. Perfectly all right. Some cars are not aeroplanes. Look at that. Some cars are not aeroplanes. But in this case, all cars are aeroplanes. We cannot say that some cars are not aeroplanes. So ultimately, this diagram doesn't exist. If the diagram doesn't exist, conclusion follows. First conclusion follows. Number 2. All cars are not cycles. Well, this is what type of statement? All not statement. All not statement is equivalent to what? No statement. No cars are cycles. It is not the negation. We are changing the statement into standard form. No cars are cycles. Well, look at the basic diagram. We don't need to look at the new diagram. New diagram, that was for the previous conclusion. We are done with that. Now look at the basic diagram. No cars are cycles. Well, look at that. No cars are cycles. It's correct. When no cars are cycles, it's negative, so it's valid. So we have to negate it. When you negate it, it becomes what? Some cars are cycles. Some cars are cycles. We need to draw a new diagram. Some cars must be cycles. When you draw the new diagram with the some cars are cycles, see that? Some cars and cycles. So already there is an intersection between cars and cycles in the basic diagram. So that means we don't need to draw a new diagram. So new diagram exists. If the new diagram exists, original conclusion doesn't follow. So that's what it is. So no cars are cycles. When you negate it, some cars are cycles. Of course, perfectly all right. Some cars are cycles. All right, next question. So ultimately, the previous question, what is the answer? Only conclusion 1 follows. So here it's only conclusion 1 follows. Next question here. All bags are boxes, no boxes are purse. All bags are boxes. All bags are boxes. And no box is a purse. No box. This is box. No box is a purse. So there is no intersection between box and purse. Now look at the conclusions. Some purses are not boxes. Some purses are not boxes. That's correct. However, it's negative. Since negative is valid, we have to negate it. It's some not statement. When you negate it, that becomes all statement. So all purses are boxes. All purses go inside boxes. It's impossible because purse cannot intersect with the box. So all purses can be boxes. It's not really possible. So that means diagram doesn't exist. Conclusion follows. Now second one. Some boxes are not bags. Look at that. Some boxes are not bags. It's correct. Some boxes over this area, they are not bags. That means we have to negate it. When you negate it, all boxes are bags. All boxes are bags. All boxes are bags means all box must go inside the bag. How do you draw the diagram? All boxes must be inside the bag, and with the statement, all bags are inside the box. So box and bags must be the same diagram. When you draw the new diagram, it is not necessary that you have to draw the basic diagram. So box and bag can be the same diagram. Box is equal to bag. So new diagram exists. So original conclusion doesn't follow. So some boxes are not bags. Conclusion doesn't follow. So ultimately, what is the answer? Only conclusion 1 follows. Now, next question, 45. All males are players. Take a look at that. All males are players. And all players are tall. All players are tall. Conclusion. All males are tall. All males are tall. That's correct. All males are inside players and all players are tall. That means all males are tall. Positive conclusion valid follows. Second one says some tall are males. Some tall are males. Look at that. Some tall, are they males? Definitely. Some tall are males. So that one follows as well. So both conclusions follow. If both conclusions follow, the answer must be what? 3. Both conclusions 1 and 2 follow. Next one. Look at this. Some boys are honest. Some boys are honest. No honest is a fool. Some boys are honest. No honest is a fool. So honest and fool, there is no intersection. And conclusion. Some honest are not fools. Some honest are not fools. That's correct. However, it's negative. So we have to negate it. all honest are fools. All honest go inside fools. It's not possible. Diagram doesn't exist. Conclusion follows. Now, no boy is a fool. No boy is a fool. Look at this. No boy is a fool. It's correct. However, it's negative, so we have to negate it. Some boys are fools. Some boys are fools. We have to draw a new diagram. Boys, some of the boys are intersecting with the fools. Yeah, it is possible. Fool can intersect with the boys, but fool cannot intersect with the honest. So some of the boys can be the fools. So new diagram exists, conclusion doesn't follow. So ultimately, what is the answer? Only one follows. That's the answer. Number 47. The code language original is called as PTLKNTHT. Okay, so let's try this. Original. PTLKNTHT. So O and P plus 1. R and T plus 2. So if you are not sure about this, then position values, make sure you have the position values 15, 18, 9, 7, 9, 14, 1, 12, and this is 16, 20, L is 12, K 11, 14, 20, 8, and 20. So try this. I and L, 9 and 12, 3. 7 and 11, 4, and 9 and 14, 5, 14 and 20, 6. So you see the pattern, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, plus 6. So if you apply the same pattern with what remarks? Remarks. R-E-M-A-R-K-S. So R plus 1. R plus 1 is what? S. So all the answer choices are starting from S. So E plus 2 is G. All the answer choices we have G. So SG, then M. M plus 3 is P. So SGP. SGP, this answer choice SGP. This is SGP. This is SGP. This one, that is not SGP. So that's done. Then this is plus 4. So that's E. So fourth letter of the answer must be E. So this case, it is not E. So that's out. Now we have two more answers. It's the last part of SGPE is correct. Then WRZ, WQZ. The only letter which is different in this answer choices is this one, Q. And in this case, it's R. So we need to find the code for this K. This is plus 5. This is plus 6. So K plus 6 is what? K is 11. 11 plus 6 is 17. So it's Q. So this is the answer. You don't need to complete that. Without completing it, you get the answer. So that's how you get it. Next one. Number 48. Well, in this case, the question has a minor correction. This Japan is coded as D something. D, let me check it. Okay, so DTHRD. So what we have here, it's 10, this is 4. And this is 1, this is 20. And 16, 8. 1, 18. And 14, this is 4. So ultimately, what you see here, 10 and 4 minus 6. This is 1 and 20. So that's plus 19. 16 and 8, so minus 8. This is 1 and 18, so plus 17. And 14 and 4, minus 10. So it is minus 6, minus 8, minus 10. How about this? 1 plus 19 and 1 plus 17. Yeah, that's possible. However, if you take that way, what do you get the code for castle? Let's work it out. It's from here, it's minus 6, minus 8, minus 10. And how about this one? 19, right? So this is 19. 1 plus 19, so it's plus 19. This one must be plus 17, and this one must be plus 15. So if it is plus 15, 5 plus 15, that must be 20. So last answer choice must be T. Okay, fine. And how about this one, T? T plus 17 must be there. So T is 20, 20 plus 17, 37, right? 37 the letter. 26 plus 11 is 37. So that's K. So instead of T, that must be K. So some of the answer choices, fourth letter is K, possible. So anyhow, let's find the answer that way. Do we get the correct answer choice? So C minus 6. So C is what? 3. 3 minus 6. What do you get? Or 3 can be taken as 29. 29 minus 6 is 23. So 23 is W. And 1. 1 minus 1 plus 19. 1 plus 19 is 20. So T, WT. And S minus 8. S is 19. 19 minus 8, 11. 11 is K. And T plus 17. So 37. 37 is again K. So WTKK. L minus 10 is 12. 12 minus 10 is beta. 12. 12 minus 10 is 2. So that's beta. The next one must be plus 15 if that's a pattern. So 5 plus 15 is 20. So WTKKBT. WTKKBT. Yes. WTKKBT possible. So we have the answer WTKKBT. Is there any other possibility here? So here is the answer, what we are looking for at this point of time. Is there any other possibility? Let's look at it. In this case, you can take it as, what, 1 is equivalent to what? The position value of A can be 27. So 27 and this is 20, so it could be minus 7. Right, then this is 16 and minus 8. This is 1, again you can take it as what, 27. 27 and 18, difference is what, 9. So ultimately it is minus 6, minus 7, minus 8, minus 9, minus 10. And if you apply that same logic with the castle, what do you get? Let's check it out. Do we get the same answer? If you get the same answer, it's perfectly all right. If you don't get the same answer, question is logically wrong. Let's check it out. So castle, C-A-S-T-L-E. So this case, it's minus 6, minus 7, minus 8, minus 9, minus 10, minus 11. The answers, 29 minus 6 is 23. A minus 7. A is 27, minus 7 is 20. So WT. And S minus 9 is K. And T is 20, 20 minus 9. It's again K. And L minus 10 is B. And E minus 11. E, you can take it as either 5 or you can take it as 31. 31 minus 11 is 20. T. So WTKKBT. So WTKKBT. Both ways we are getting the same answer. Perfectly all right. Number 49. Okay, let's look at this question. Find the wrong number in the series or wrong term in the series. So let's look at that first. Is there a wrong term in the series? In order to find the wrong term in the series, we need to have a pattern. So what is a pattern here? We have 51, 119, 153, 187, 223. So at a glance, what I see is 51. 51, you know what, it's 7 square. 7 square plus 2. 11 square plus 2. And, well, 7 square plus 2, 7 plus 4 is 11. Then 11 plus 4 is 15. 15 square plus 2. Okay, forget about that possibility. Then 7 square, 11 square. Next is what? 12 square. 12 square plus 2. 12 square plus 2 is 146. 12 square is 144, 146. It's 153. That doesn't work. This case it is actually, you know what, this is 11 square minus 2. It is not 11 square plus 2, 11 square minus 2. So 7 square plus 2, 11 square minus 2. Next one, 12 square plus 2. Then 13 square minus 2. 13 square is 169. So this is not really near to 169. Then 14 square, it's 196. So this is 197. 196. So 187 is what? 14 square. 14 square minus 9. And this one nearest square is 15 square, right? 15 square minus 2. And 153 nearest square is 144. 12 square. 12 square plus 9. And 119, that's 11 square minus 2. And 51, that is 7 square plus 2. So here we are not really getting a pattern here, or are we getting a pattern here? So what is the pattern? 7 square plus 2, 11 square minus 2. This is 12 square plus 9, 14 square minus 9. Then 15 square minus 2. Next one is what? We have no idea. We don't have any other number given over here. So is it a correct pattern? Is it a wrong pattern? We cannot really judge it. We don't get a pattern here. We are not really getting a pattern here. So that's the issue with this question. Or we may take differences. Let's try the differences here. Is there any kind of pattern we get it from the differences? Or any, like, we try squares. Is it like cubes? If you try cubes, do we get a pattern? Or any other possibility here. Differences, look at that, 187 and 223. So 187 plus 13 is 200, right? So 23 plus 13 is 36. So that difference is 36. And 153 and 187. 153 plus 30 is 183. So this is 34. So difference is 34. How about like this is 36, this is 34, how about this is 32? If that's the case, 119, 153, if you take the difference 32, actual difference here, 119 and 153, if you take 120 and, 153, that difference is 33. Actually, 34 is the difference what we see here. In order to make the difference 32, this number could be 121. 121 plus 32 is 153. So if that is the case, the difference must be here is what? 30. So if this is 121 is the correct answer, then this must be 121 minus 30. How much is that? 91. But here it's 51. I think there is something wrong with this question. Actually, the way this question is answered in the previous exam, what they are given is, the answer is 119, and what they say, 119 is the only number which is a multiple of 7. All others are not really multiples of 7. That is what the answer which is given to us. So in that case, this question must be reframed as, find the number which is different from others. Or in simple words, what is that? Odd one out. Odd one. Pick the one which is different from the group. So in that case, the answer can be 119. Alright, so that's 49. Now next question we have, find the missing term in the series. So let's try this missing term. 2, 7, 18, 41, 88, 193. And what's the next number in the series? So 2 and 7. So difference, if you take difference, that difference is 4. Oh, sorry, difference is 5. 7 and 18, the difference, how much is the difference? 11. And 18 and 41, how much is the difference? 23. 41 and 88, the difference is what? 47. Is there a pattern? 5, 11, 23, 47? Or if you take differences of differences, you may get a pattern. That's possible. Or there is another way of looking at it. 7 and 18, 7 into 2 plus 4 is 18. 18 into 2 is what? 36, right? So 36 plus 5 is 41. So into 2 plus 4, into 2 plus 5. So next one must be into 2. 41 into 2, 82. 82 plus 6 is 88. Okay, that's good. So then 2 into 2, 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. Into 2 plus 3, into 2 plus 4, into 2 plus 5, into 2 plus 6, into 2 plus 7. 88 into 2. So 88 into 2, how much is that? Well, 90 into 2, 180, correct? So 88 into 2, 186. 186 plus 7. Oh, so that's 176. 176 plus 7, 183. Okay. Then it is into 2 plus 7. Oh, into 2 plus 8. So 183 into 2 plus 8. How much is that? 183 into 2. 18 into 2, 36. So 360. So 366 plus 8. 363, 6 plus 8 is 374. So the answer right here, 374. All right, so we are done with this set of questions, and definitely we'll be back with another set of interesting questions for you. Thanks for watching. See you later.